There's a massive shift happening in data analytics right now, and the truth is, most people are simply unprepared. We're going to talk about the reality of AI's impact, the reality that for some reason isn't being discussed nearly enough.
And let's be perfectly clear. The ground is moving under the feet of every single data professional. This isn't some prediction about the future. This is happening right now, as we speak.
And here's the core of the problem. The industry is evolving at lightning speed, but the way we teach and learn analytics, well, it's stuck in the past. This is creating a pretty dangerous gap between the skills people have and the value that the market actually demands.
So let's break that down. Why does this gap even exist? It really starts with a simple, hard truth. The old way of learning data and analytics is now just the wrong way.
You know, the traditional focus has always been on mastering specific tools. We see all the courses and certificates out there, and they're centered on Power BI, on SQL, on Python. The whole idea was, if you know the tools, you know the job.
But that's a core misunderstanding. See, the problem was never really about the tools. It has always been about the thinking. And AI can operate the tools. The real value, the human value, is shifting to something else entirely.
For years, what did an analyst produce? A report or a dashboard. But businesses are not looking for more reports. Trust me, they are drowning in reports. What they are desperate for is better decisions. They need people who can guide what should happen next.
And this is where AI fundamentally changes the entire game. It's not just another tool for making reports, it's a force that is starting to automate the thinking itself. So if your understanding of AI in this field is just, using something like ChatGPT to write a few lines of SQL for you, you are already behind. That is such a surface-level, tactical use of something that is deeply strategic and transformative.
I mean, think about the traditional workflow. Manually cleaning data, analyzing it, building out dashboards, hunting for those insights, and then finally explaining what to do next. For decades, this was the job.
Now, I want you to pause for a second. Every single step we just listed, every single one, AI can do all of this.
And it can do it in seconds. The entire manual workflow that used to define a career is now compressed into a single moment.
So if you don't evolve, it doesn't just become your competitor, it becomes your replacement.
And this brings us to a difficult but absolutely necessary point. In this new reality, the very nature of an analyst's value, it's being questioned.
The new paradigm isn't just about automation. It's something much bigger, called decision intelligence. This is AI's ability to read data faster than any human, find patterns we would never ever see, and even suggest decisions before we even know what question to ask.
And this forces us to ask a really hard question. If AI can do the technical work faster and often better, what part of you is still valuable?
Now, this next part is the most important part of our discussion. Because there is an answer to that question. Your value just lies in developing a new set of skills.
In the past, the goal was to be a tool expert, the person who knew Power BI or SQL inside and out. The future, though, belongs to the decision advisor. The role is fundamentally changing from being a technician to being a strategist.
So, what does a decision advisor actually do? Well, they focus on the things AI can't. They ask better, more strategic questions. They deeply understand the business context that lives behind the data. They are the human validator for whatever the AI's output is. And most importantly, they make the final context-aware decision.
This is not about losing your job. This is about completely redefining your role. The new relationship is actually very simple. AI does the work. The analyst defines the direction.
And that is how you stay relevant in the age of AI. You have to shift your focus from the tools to the thinking, from doing the work to defining the direction. That is how you don't just survive this, it's how you thrive.
The AI era isn't coming. It's here. So the only question that really matters now is how will you evolve?